Understanding ICT kill zones or sessions is crucial for your ability to become a profitable ICT trader. Yet, I don't hear a ton of people talking about it or teaching it. So, in today's video, I'm going to be going over kill zones, defining them, laying out the times so you guys can kind of visualize them, and then showing you guys an indicator that can plot them for you to make it very easy to hop on the charts every day and mark your key levels. I'm also going to talk about the nuances to kill zones and why you can use what happened in one to almost predict what's going to happen in the next. All right, so let's get right into the video. So these are the kill zones that you need to worry about. These are the important sessions that you need to understand, and I have the times laid out here. Now, this is in Eastern Standard or New York time. You can adjust that by going down here to the bottom kind of right and clicking time zone, and you want to click UTC -5. That's New York, okay? And basically, so these are the kill zones, right? So Asia session is from basically 8 p.m. or military time 20 to midnight, okay? And then London 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York a.m. 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York p.m. 1:30 or 1:30 or 13:30 p.m. to 16 or 4 p.m. All right. So the first thing about these sessions, obviously, is that the high and low created in any one of these sessions is going to act as a draw on liquidity, right? How many times have you heard someone saying, I'm targeting London low or I'm targeting Asia high, right? Whatever it might be, these levels that are created, the swing highs and swing lows from these sessions are going to act as a draw on liquidity, okay? So that is the first thing. You can also expect movement to pick up at the start and right near the end of any of these sessions. Okay, so that's also important. So, maybe you're going to be in a trade and notice the movement starts getting really good around a certain time. Okay, and it might be coinciding with the start or end of a kill zone, right? Of a session. Now, the other thing about these is that the behavior in one session can be used to help predict the behavior of the next in certain scenarios. And I'm going to talk about that towards the end of the video. But to save yourselves time, because you could go on your chart and mark these out and draw them all every day, and that's kind of a pain in the ass, right? So what you really want to do, in my opinion, is you want to turn on this indicator, which is the ICT Killzones plus pivots, all right? And so we're going to go down and you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. So if you turn this on, okay, you're going to get a lot of this, all right? You're going to see the New York PM, New York AM, whatever. You're going to see New York lunch, all this stuff, Asia, London. And you see how it'll mark the highs and lows. And so we'll just go off of today as an example. Real quick, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and sub. I put a ton of educational content up. My goal is to help make you a better trader. Enjoy the rest. Now, one thing I like to do is go into the settings and click off on show kill zone boxes because they kind of distract me, to be honest. So for this scenario right here, we have the London lows, right? Or the Asia highs, the Asia lows. And you can see that if you want at the end or at the beginning of any day, you're going to want to mark these. Okay. So tomorrow morning, if we don't take this high overnight, I'm going to mark the New York PM high. If we don't take this low overnight, I'm going to mark the Asia low, right? And all of these are going to be pivot points and draws on liquidity, which means that you want to be marking them, right? It's kind of self-explanatory. Now we also have the New York PM low right here. So all these things can be marked and you should, all right? So that's how I kind of like to use it, right? Like at the beginning of any given day, I'll just turn it on and mark whatever hasn't been taken, right? So all these draws have not been taken yet. Now, once one of them gets traded into or traded through, like right here, we had the London high, okay, and we traded up into it, right? It was a draw on liquidity, a bullish draw, but you don't need to mark that once market opens in this case, right? Because we had already taken it. So it's not a draw on liquidity anymore. But until they're taken, you should have these marked, all right? So we're going to turn this indicator and kind of use it for an example. So what's going to happen a lot of times, and I want to talk about this because it's actually very important to your ability to know when to avoid certain times or trade certain times more aggressively. So one thing I've noticed, and you can back test this, you can check what I'm saying, but when we consolidate, right, during Asia and London, so like overnight when the volume is lower, we're often going to have a nicer trend type of move with cleaner PA during New York, especially New York AM. Okay, so remember, if we consolidate during overnight sessions, so Asia and London, we're often going to have a trend move. Now, oftentimes you'll get the manipulate or consolidation in Asia session or something, and then you'll have a nice manipulation in London to maybe take out the lows you created during Asia session. And if that's the case, that's really good, right? Because then you can have an even clearer time longing in New York if you have good draws and liquidity because you've taken out the Asia lows through your London manipulation, right? So you want to look for things like this. Now, the really important part is that if you see that Asia and London expand, right? So if you see that Asia and London have like a really clean trend move, you're often going to have consolidation or like a very manipulated type of environment in New York session. Now, why is that? Why are you going to have poorer price action typically if you get cleaner trend moves in the overnight sessions? The reason for that is just basic market structure. Stocks don't go straight up or straight down. And so when you have a very expansionary move in the overnight markets, what's going to happen is that naturally the market needs to consolidate. The market needs to relax, needs to take a chill pill. So what you're going to have oftentimes, like I said, is very frustrating, choppy New York price action. So I've actually made it a rule of thumb for myself that if we clearly expand during Asia and or London, I'm just going to try to size down or maybe completely stay off the charts on New York. Now, another thing I've noticed, if New York AM specifically is kind of choppy, then a lot of times you're going to get better price action in the PM, right? And that is just, once again, a result of a lot of screen time. I've paid attention to this for a while, but it's important to understand these kill zones or these sessions because, like I said, you can develop that understanding of basic market structure for any given day, right? Like if we pump all night in Asia and London, are we really likely to just continue a straight up moonshot during New York? No, not really. We're more likely to consolidate. Okay, so like understanding that stuff is pivotal to your ability to trade carefully and trade logically using ICT concepts because, like I said, if you have indications that the price action is going to be bad, you shouldn't trade. If you've been consolidating through Asia and London and you have indications that price action is going to be good, you get some manipulation at open, then you can look for a nicer trend move. So it all depends on your system. If you prefer choppier environments and kind of playing small bounces, one-to-ones here and there, then maybe, you want to see expansion in Asia and London and then trade the consolidation in New York. But that's not my style. I don't think a lot of people enjoy that. So yeah, I wanted to use this video to show you guys. And once again, the indicator, it is ICT kill zones plus pivots. All right. Trade for op. Shout out this guy. No, I'm not sponsored by it. No, this is not a paid indicator. This is completely free. You go on your trading view. It is right there. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out. I wanted to talk about it because it's something that I just don't think enough people talk about in the ICT space. People know about sessions. People talk about London highs, London lows, all this stuff, but they don't understand, one, how important it is to market, two, how you can use what happens in one session to dictate what you think is going to happen in another and all that type of very important discretionary stuff. So with that being said, if you're still watching this video, you're probably serious about trading. If that's the case, make sure to like, sub, and also click the link in the description to join my free trading Discord. It is completely free, no credit card, no email, none of that. Just click the link and you're in. I appreciate you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.